Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the finals of the Tokyo Champions League between Raging Bolt Ogrepon and Lugia VSTAR. One of these two players will be crowned the champion here in Tokyo. 5,000 players entered the building, and only one of them will become the champion. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe to more battle breakdown videos as I go. Both players are setting out their prize cards. Anything impactful here? One catcher, one Chinchino are the only notable inclusions here. The Lugia player having a Lugia prize does mean that if the Raging Bolt player takes out a Lugia on the first turn, going second, it could spell disaster. Both players do want to go first in this matchup, so we'll see which way the dice fell as the players get ready and kick off. The Raging Bolt leading us off. Raging Bolt going first wants to flood the board with energy, has a Squawk ability as well in the hand to kind of go deep into the deck if they want to. Kind of see what the cards give them. With the shoes as well to kind of start us off. Shoes first, give ourselves an option, potentially keeping the card we got there. Wonder what it was. It is a Raging Bolt, a great addition on the first turn. Grabbing ourselves probably another Fighting and a Lightning to just throw into the discard at the very least. This also gives us the option of, or we can grab Fighting, and just put another Fighting into the discard, attach one to the Raging Bolt before we continue to go into the deck. Grass also is not a bad option. Just another out here, another Teal mask hitting the board. Player going first here, the Raging Bolt player does want to flood the board with energy, so turn 2. They can simply take the first 2 prize cards and just not let up the pressure against the Lugia deck. The Lugia deck will then have the onus to have to bench 2 Lugias at the very least to start us off. And once that happens, the Chinchinos are going to have to carry some weight and offset those prize trades. But we do know the Raging Bolt player plays Briar, a very interesting inclusion. We're going to see, oh, that was a rough 3 cards, Greninja, Pheasantipity, but Prime Catcher coming off as the final card. We're going to go ahead and pass back to the Lugia player. And that hand does not look good. A Blood Moon Ursula benched, so we don't instantly lose the game. And an Iono for 6 cards. We need 2 Lugias on the flip side here. A Mist Energy to the Blood Moon Ursaluna. I think it's time to spin the Pokestop. I would spin the Pokestop here. I don't think the hand is conducive enough to continue playing the game. I think you need to spin the Pokestop, see where it takes you. We're not going to spin the Pokestop. We're not going to Ultra Ball for a Lugia. What are we thinking here? I think we're just saying we don't have a Prime Catcher to take out the Ursaluna. You're going to have to deal with the Chinchino, but we do have we saw the Prime Catcher in the hand. It did get Iona to the bottom. We're going to go ahead and Vessel. Some more energies, resetting our deck in the process, crucially. I think maybe we should have, I don't think we had the Vessel before that, but we should have obviously Vessel first. We did have that. Seeing some more cards. I mean, with no Lugia on the board even, there's no risk of us being return KO'd or even like actual damage coming through. Like the board state is so insanely good for the Raging Bolt player because now they're 2 turns ahead. We're going to go see 3 more cards. A Catcher, there is a potential flip on the line to take 2 prize cards. I think you go for it every single time to just risk it for the biscuit and get as far ahead as we possibly can. Let's go ahead and see the Catcher flip. On the other side, you can just attach to the Teal mask and take a knockout on the active, which also isn't the worst play in the world here. You can preserve energies on the board, and you can take a prize card off the board. We're going to retreat. We're going to go ahead and see. I think you got to flip it. I think you got to flip it and rip it. Just knockout. Okay, we're just taking the 1. We see the Blood Moon Ursula hitting the board. A Jacques into the hand. Probably grabbing the 2 Archeops. Oh, Jacques can't grab that. 2 Archeops here. We're going to Ultra Ball that away. Grabbing ourselves a copy of the Lugia V. Putting it onto the board. Attaching to the Blood Moon Ursula as well here. Almost certainly. Do we top deck? And we're going to Ultra Ball. We got a second Ultra Ball. Putting down a Pheasantipity to draw some more cards. I mean, I think the sequencing there should have been a little bit different, where we go Ultra Ball for the Pheasantipity with the first Ultra Ball, and then leave the Lugia in the deck, because then we have a chance to hit that Lugia, giving us a chance to draw into the other Lugia as well. I think the Jacques sequence was good to start, but yeah, a little bit of poor sequencing here to cut our odds, especially with 1 Lugia prize. I have to assume it's a 3/3 Lugia anyway, and a pass from the player. This is where the Catcher comes down to it. If the Catcher push comes to shove, if we hit the Catcher flip and take out this Lugia, we're in such an insane position. And the active Raging Bolt would go down, but at that point, we are already so far ahead in the prize trade, it doesn't actually matter. Tails from the Catcher flip. Tails again from the Catcher flip. No heads here. I've been taking out this Bear isn't bad either. There goes the boss's orders, hitting the discard as well. Vessel in the hand. At this point in the game, this Sandy Shocks won't actually do anything. So grabbing some more energies and just putting them in your hand is very good here. I actually think taking out this Blood Moon Ursaluna isn't the worst either, because Lugia doesn't actually have a clear path to knock out the Blood Moon Ursaluna, or sorry, the Raging Bolt. And I think Blood Moon Ursaluna is one of the only cards that can actually do that in the deck. So maybe just taking out the Blood Moon Ursaluna, preserving your Gus, could just be fine. Obviously, you know that Lugia, if you take out the one Lugia, there's a pretty good chance you just win the game on the spot. We'll see 3 more cards. No Prime Catcher here. Pal Padding back probably in Boss and Sada, or just Sada and Sada. Also seems completely fine to me. This turn, that way when we get Iono next turn, it'll be completely fine. But I don't even think there's a potential Iono here. We're going to stretch to the Pheasantipity, just in case of Iono. Making our board pretty impossible to break through as the Raging Bolt player. And now, the Lugia player is sweating for sure. I think we just take out the... We still have attachment for turn. We did not attach from hand. We did have that. But the 4 energy is taking out the Blood Moon there. Lugia player now has access to Pheasantipity and can draw some more cards. But the problem is, even this Chinchino is a little bit too off base, because this turn, the Lugia player has to take 2 prize cards to even start the prize trade and put a Legacy on the board probably. But having the Pheasantipity in play already makes it impossible. We see the Pokestop for the Aroma. I don't think I see a V-Star. We need to hit heads on this Aroma to even have a chance in this game. What is it? It's a heads. The game is on board. We can play. What the hell was that camera angle? Something happened there. We get all living on a prayer, a coin flip here. We're going to go ahead and see the Archeops putting energies onto the board. Grabbing ourselves the gift and something else. 2 more non-DT energies hitting the board. I mean, naturally, we have to, I think, take out the... There's a counter catcher inclusion, taking out the Pheasantipity here. Nothing else to be said, and discarding the Stadium, taking 2 prize cards. But it is a little bit... It's a little bit too late, unfortunately, in my opinion, just because there's so many prize cards left to be taken from this Raging Bolt player. Nestball is seeing that there's not much juice left in the deck. We see Retrievals, we see Shoes. There is the Pal Pads left too, so the deeper that we go into the deck, the Sada's just kind of clean up the game. There is a Stretcher in hand as well. Pokestop, Prime Catcher, Retrieval, Sada hitting the discard. That's the 4th Sada. I mean, I think we just almost always just Prime Catcher up the either Pheasantipity or Chinchino and just end the game. Probably the Pheasantipity, just take 2 prize cards and just kind of clean up the game, or just hold the Prime Catcher and just say, hey, you don't have it next turn. Teal Dance, getting some more energies onto the board. Ton of cards left in the deck, or very few cards left in the deck. I think we just burn some of the... I think we Fez here for sure. Just draw as many cards as we possibly can. Burn some cards out of our hand. Like I see a Nestball and stuff like that. I don't think we need those cards left. I think we just burn some of those. Put the Fez down. Pal Pad back, probably 2 Sadas. We're just going to draw 3. Iono into the hand. Just get rid of the cards we don't need at this point, right? Like, we don't need Briar. We could have burned an S-Ball as well. We can burn the Switch card. Like, we just have to burn all these cards that aren't necessary in our deck anymore, because the rest of our deck is just gas. It's like Vacuum, Gear, and the thinner we make our deck, at this point in the game, we're just going to Pal Pad back 2 Sada, and that can just close out the game for us. Like, I think Catcher Flip is obviously the correct choice here. Try to get the Pheasantipity off the board. Hold the Prime Catcher if we can. It's our final end-all be-all option. Tails, there it is. I don't mind just knocking out the active either. It seems perfectly fine in this situation. Because even if we knock out the active, the Legacy energy can only stop one thing from being a prize card. So putting back probably Boss and the Sada in the 5-card deck is absolutely ideal here. We can just Gear for the Boss too. I think we have Gear in hand. And keep Prime Catcher in the deck. Don't mind that either. Or even just get the Sada and figure it out. We get our choice of supporter if we want one, attached to the Ogrepon. Tons of resources, tons of cards in hand. We're going to go ahead and discard 4, knocking out the Lugia, just taking 2 prize cards. 1 prize card left for the Raging Bolt player. It's near impossible for them to lose from this situation. It's going to have to be Chinchino, knockout active, Legacy something on the bench, and Iono. And just kind of hope that, or Legacy the active, and just kind of hope that we don't lose immediately here. We're going to see the energies all hitting the board. And there has to be an Iono here. 260 damage potentially from this Pheasantipity for 3. Luminian for the Iono. There it is. The game is on board, but there is a Pheasantipity. We know personally that there's a Sada left. It's just going to come down to, can we see the Prime Catcher once again off of the rip? Iono to 1. There is a Boss's Orders in the bottom few cards. There's an Energy Retrieval in the bottom few cards. And so we know that there are pieces to end this game right here. And then I think it's a guarantee actually, because we just promote, draw. We can go ahead and use Pheasantipity for 3 because we know that there is access to a retrieval. I believe there's a retrieval in the bottom 3. I think we checked that. So we're going to Pokestop. There's a shoes and a gear. So gear to shuffle up the deck and just take any card out of there. I think we fez first just to see more cards before we even make a play, because the shoes gives us a decision-making option. 1, 2, 3. There's an energy for turn. There's the boss's orders on the Archeops, and there is the game. Our champion is the Raging Bolt player after setting up an incredible amount, setting up a board state, drawing an infinite amount of cards through all 3 games we've seen this player play on stream so far. Congratulations to them for becoming the Tokyo Champions League champion of over 5,000 players. They emerged the victors here in their London hoodie from the World Championships. And these 4 players, the top 4 we see here, will be advancing to the World Championships in Anaheim, California for the upcoming season. So thank you guys for supporting my channel. Thank you guys for supporting them. Check them out. Congratulate them on social media. And until next time, peace out. You guys have a good one.